Men's basketball kicks off the 2016-17 season,
while football keeps their playoff hopes alive.
All this and more coming up on the Penguin Rundown. What's going on, Youngstown State? I'm John Schiraldi alongside Mike Yurstowski. Mike, what a week in YSU sports.
It was. We got some W's all over, whether it's football, basketball had a big win over Acton. I know we're going to talk about, but it's good to be back in the chair here as myself and yourself, as Champ Kine and Ron Burgundy are back.
They were gracious enough to fill in for us. I think you can expect to see them again soon.
I mean, they've been blowing up our phones trying to get back on here, so I think we're going to have to let them.
I would say they did a phenomenal job.
They did. I would say so, too.
But that being said, Mike, you were talking about a couple of those big victories. We had teams in action all over campus. A couple teams finishing up their seasons, while a couple are just getting started. But before we get into any basketball or football, let's take a look at what Coach Brian Gorby and the cross-country team were up to.
Now, the cross-country team this past weekend traveled to Madison, Wisconsin to compete in the Great Lakes Regional Championship. YSU placed 15th overall in the 10K race, while junior Ryan Sullivan led the way, placing 32nd and breaking the YSU 10K record with a time of 31 minutes and 20.9 seconds. Sullivan's previous career best came at last year's Great Lakes Regional Championship, while senior Ethan Wilson also placed 74th overall, while freshman Tristan Dahman finished 102nd. On the women's side, Mackenzie Klim placed 68th with a time of 21 minutes and 37.3 seconds, while Michelle Klim placed 115th with a time of 22 minutes and 37.3 seconds. Congratulations to Ryan and the entire team on an outstanding season.
If you're a YSU student, love hockey, and want a chance to play ACHA hockey while also earning an education, then look no further than the Youngstown State Club hockey team. Corey McCray is joined by Captain Enzo Recchia to tell us more about this phenomenal student organization. Corey?
Congratulations on being named Horizon League Offensive Player of the Week.
Thanks, John. Corey McCray sitting alongside Senior Assistant Captain Enzo Recchia. Enzo, how are you doing today, sir?
Doing fantastic. Semester's going well, and we have a couple breaks coming up, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Now, personally, how did you get involved with the club team?
Well, a couple years ago, we had a stint where we didn't have a team. That was my freshman year. And then I spent the next year and a half gathering, the right resources and people to help out and bring it back. And we brought it back really strong. We finished 500 last year, and we're looking better this year. So.
And I've come to understand that you've been involved with the community. So tell me, what are some of the projects that the team's involved in?
Absolutely. So, luckily I have a good relationship with YSU Scape. So they feed us projects and different opportunities so we can work in the community and different things like that. So that provides a pretty big opportunity for us to make a name for ourselves and also give back to the community.
Now, kind of looking at the team, you guys currently sit at 3-9, and what's the mood in the locker room? And then more importantly, what are some of the big games that students need to know about?
Well, we started off the season against some very competitive teams, and then we haven't lost by a tremendous amount since then, but we're a gritty city, and we play pretty gritty hockey, and we don't get run through. We let teams know that we're there, and we're a very exciting team to watch. So that's something that students can look forward to, and we're getting better every game. So the attitude in the locker room is very good, and we're looking to complete some weekends coming up here. So,
how would somebody become a part of this team?
We have our website, ysuhockey.weebly.com. And straight from there, if there's any prospective players that are interested in playing, they can fill out our form right there, and we'll begin the process from there.
Thank you again. Fantastic stuff from Senior Assistant Captain Enzo Recchia. They'll be in action again December 2nd at 11 p.m. against Gannon. And really, thank you. I want to thank you for coming and talking to us again. Mike and John, back to you.
Now, the volleyball team wrapped up their season with a 3-2 win over UIC this past weekend. Lori Van Beek finished the day with 17 kills, while Sam Brown had 10. It was a big day for Lauren Blanco as well. She finished the day with a career-high 28 digs. But it was a huge performance for Sarah Varacola. The sophomore picked up 12 kills and 4 blocks versus the Flames. Varacola's performance was good enough to earn her Horizon League Offensive Player of the Week. The middle blocker racked up 25 kills with a 37.5 hitting percentage over the week. She also added 2 assists and 3 aces. Earlier this week, our very own Christina Sanovich had a chance to catch up with Sarah. Here's what she had to say.
Congratulations on being named Horizon League Offensive Player of the Week. So what does that mean to you?
Oh, it's awesome. The first thing I did when I found out, I actually texted my group chat with my family, and they were so excited. Like, it's awesome.
Awesome. So how does it feel to close out the season with a victory?
Oh, like no words can describe that. We didn't have that great of a season, but to end it on a good note and then heading into our spring season, I feel like it's gonna be great.
So what will you take from this season and build on in preparation for next year?
Just build off that energy and win we got from the last game and bring it into this upcoming season.
Awesome. Thank you.
Again, this 5-set win over UIC marked the end of the YSU volleyball season. Congratulations to Sarah and the entire team on a great year. But the swim and dive team will be in action this weekend as they travel to Cleveland State to compete in the Mangus Invitational. Events will begin on Friday afternoon and conclude by Sunday evening. Best of luck to Madison, Victoria, and the entire team.
Now, the 2016-17 women's basketball season is beginning for head coach John Barnes and the team. This past weekend, the Gwins faced off with American University in the season opener. Let's take a look at the highlights. We'll pick it up in the first quarter where Kelsey Newman finds Jenna Hirsch on the beautiful backdoor cut. Hirsch lays it up for 2 and ties the game at 7. Then, American University's Caitlin Lewis finds dribbles at the right point and finds Emily Kinniston for 3 of her 7 points, putting American up by 3. Then later in the first, India Benjamin finds the senior Kelsey Newman. She drives in with her left hand and kisses it off the glass. A beautiful play by Kelsey Newman. Then at the end of the first quarter, Benjamin with another beautiful assist to Kelly Wright as the buzzer expires. She knocks it in. Then later, Michael Harris gets inside the paint for American. She had a nice finish off the glass. A good finish for American University here. And then Kelly Wright with a beautiful pass to Sarah Cash. The first team All-Horizon League finishes up in another Sarah Cash and one this time as she finishes with 16 points. It's good to see Sarah Cash getting healthy back again for this team. Then as the shot clock expires, Kelly Wright to Jenna Hirsch. Hirsch, as the shot clock expires, knocks it in. She drills it in for 3. Then Elias Koskamias, she hits a 3 here for American as they would not let YSU come back into this game as they beat the Penguins 77-64 on YSU's home opener. Now Monday, YSU traveled to Pitt for a matchup with head coach Susie McCall-Serio and the 1-0 Panthers. Almost 10,000 fans came out to the Peterson Center on Kids Day to see the Gwins take on the Pitt Panthers. Despite 14 points from Allison Smolinski and another 11 by India Benjamin, YSU turned the ball over 19 times and ultimately fell 63-50. Now, Nikki Arbanis, who's out for the season, as well as Kelsey Newman and Kelly Wright, who were both out against Pitt as they got hurt on Friday against American. They were both out for that game. But YSU will now look bounce back tomorrow as they take on Hawaii in the Bank of Hawaii Classic. Not a bad road trip for the girls, I would say, John, as they're in Honolulu, and we're stuck here in the 3-3-0.
Yeah, Mike, I mean, the weather in Honolulu just slightly better than that of Youngstown, Ohio, but nonetheless an exciting matchup at the Beagley Center for head coach Jerry Slocum and the men's basketball team. Saturday night, the Gwins hosted Akron in the Coaches vs. Cancer Classic. Let's take a look at the game. We pick things up in the first quarter where Cameron Morris gets the steal and takes it the other way for 2. Morris has been locked in defensively. Later in the first, the big man, Isaiah Johnson, takes off the Latin Davis pass and finds Yamad Ivy for the slam, zips up 8. Now, a lot of new names and new faces for the Penguin team. One you'll want to become familiar with, Raheem Williams rises up for the slam off the Cameron Morris pass. And another guy you want to become familiar with, the Serbian sensation, Stefan Rosic. With the dream shake and the fader, he would put the Penguins up by 2. Later on, you'll find Ivy will find Cheatman for the and 1. Cheatman would have 13 points on the evening. Later on, YSU down just 1, and Santiago finds Cameron Morris for the 3. That was one of his 3 triples on the day. He'd finish with 27. Later in the game, Isaiah Johnson would again find Tivin Dunn for the 3 on the wing. A huge shot for Akron, but the grind father, Francisco Santiago, with the steal. He takes it the other way for 2. Later on in this ball game, we'll see Akron will continue to battle as Josh Williams drives, baseline, absorbs the contact, and finishes for the 3-play bucket. But later in this game, YSU breaking the pest. Santiago finds Raheem Williams for the slam. Williams would have 9 points on the day, and later on, the exclamation point on the evening, Devin Haygood, loose for the deuce, as Rob Schmidt would say. Penguins roll in this one 90-82. There might have been a little magic in that pink coat that Jerry Slocum was wearing. He might have to bust that back out for another game this season. But here's what Slocum had to say about his team's effort after the game.
I thought we did a tremendous job, in the second half defensively. I thought we did a good job rebounding the basketball after the first 7 minutes. They had 7 offensive rebounds in the first 6.5 minutes of the game. They finished with 12, so they had 5 basically for the last 30. I thought that was a difference. I thought they closed on us, and I thought we did a really good job with getting the ball. At the end of the game, we made some nice offensive rebounds. I thought our kids really had a nice ball game.
Now, Tuesday evening, YSU hit the road to face off with another MAC foe, the Toledo Rockets. The Penguins battled back from a 21-point deficit, capped off with an incredible Cameron Morris 3 with about 1.4 seconds left in regulation to take the Rockets to overtime. Unfortunately, not enough time to finish off the comeback as YSU would fall 103-98. However, if you're Jerry Slocum, you have to be happy with the performance of Cameron Morris. He was in straight Mamba mode. The junior had a game-high 40 points, including an incredible 34 points in the second half in overtime. Morse also went 17 of 35 and snagged 4 rebounds, as well as dishing out 3 assists. YSU will now head to Mobile, Alabama to take on Jacksonville in the Ren Diamond Roundball Classic. Best of luck to Cam, Coach Slocum, and the entire team.
The 14th-ranked YSU football team got back to their winning ways this past weekend. Saturday, Coach Baniecki and the company faced off with Southern Illinois in their final home game of the season. Let's take a look at the highlights. We'll pick it up in the first quarter here, where Hunter Wells is going to hand off to Jody Webb, who had a big day, as he takes the handoff. So we're going to take a look at head coach Bo Pelini. He's already
wants to get his
We're getting ahead of ourselves. Here we go. Here's Hunter Wells. He's going to hand it off to Jody Webb. A big day for the senior. He takes a 50-yard scamper early in the first corner down the right sideline. A big run for Jody. And then early in the second quarter, Hunter Wells is going to hand off to another pretty good running back for YSU, Martin Ruiz, who has a 17-yard run all by himself. Look at that delayed handoff, and makes a couple Saluki defenders miss. He gains 17 yards on that play, a big play for YSU's offense. Then the first touchdown of the day came from Hunter Wells to Alvin Bailey in the corner of the end zone. Actually, this is their second touchdown of the day, making it 14-0. Tevin McCaster had a run earlier in the first quarter. A big play there from Hunter Wells. Then Southern Illinois, right before halftime, will hook up. Sam Stroud will find Billy Reed as he goes down the sideline. They would actually not get any points on that drive. A nice job of the YSU defense. Then right before halftime, Wells just dumps it off to Jody Webb, who gets some cheap yards there right before halftime as they go in 14-0. And then right out of the third quarter, Sam Stroud, he's back to pass and finds Billy Reed again with an acrobatic catch. A nice play there, but the YSU defense, right after that, they come right after Stroud and force him to fumble. Stroud makes an athletic play to get it back, but the YSU defense was all over him all day. Southern Illinois, though, would come back. They make it 14-7 on the John Mixon 2-yard touchdown run, making things a little bit more interesting. Now Hunter Wells hands off to Jody Webb, who has another big game. I think that's becoming a theme for here, is Jody Webb with some big plays. But later in the fourth quarter, Straub back to pass and finds Israel Lampchrist with a wide open as he gets behind the YSU defense. He's going to take it all the way inside the YSU 15-yard line, which would lead to this next play, which is going to tie it up at 14, where Straub, he's back to pass and Connor Inua across the middle of the end zone, tying it up at 14. But here we go again. Hunter Wells with a swing pass to Jody Webb. This time he gets drilled by the Southern Illinois defenders. They think they have this one with all the momentum on their side, but nope. Number 92, Donald Miser, makes a big sack for the YSU defense. That forces Salukis to punt. And then here we go again. Jody Webb, you guessed it, hands off, takes it to the right side, and boom. A big play for the Penguins. He gets inside the Salukis 25, which would lead to the game-winning touchdown here from the local product, Darian Townsend, who gets the swing pass, and he walks into the corner of the end zone. The local product has been big all year. Penguins win 21-14 on Senior Day. Now we're going to take a close look at the day for Jody Webb. We've talked about him a lot, I know, but he's well deserving of it. The senior tallied 200 total yards for the fourth time in his career on Saturday. Webb rushed 21 times for a career-high 167 yards and caught 6 passes for another 38, bringing his total to 214 on the day. This is an especially encouraging development for the Penguin team, who has struggled offensively, and it's also good for Jory Webb, who has battled injuries all year and appears to finally be back at full strength. Now, YSU now sets their sights on Missouri State. This Saturday, the Penguins will travel to Springfield, Missouri to face off with the Bears. Here's what head coach Bo Pelini, oh boy, can't even say Coach Pelini's name. Coach Pelini had to say heading into this final regular season game of the season.
Well, it's important. Just got to get better this week and move forward. And last regular season game, and it's the next one on the schedule. So we can't control. I mean, I haven't really been a part of the whole playoff selection, all of that, how that works. So I don't know how that. That's out of your control. You just got to go win the football game, and whatever happens, happens. More of a kind of like a 4-3 based. We'll mix their coverages. I think they're a lot better than they were a year ago defensively. I mean, a lot better. They've made a lot of strides there. They got one of the best players in the conference, and Cole, number 31. Their one linebacker is a heck of a football player, and I just think they're doing some better. They're doing some good things over on that side of the football. They've gotten better.
Kickoff is set for 3 p.m. at Plaster Stadium. You can catch the game on 570 WKBN, iHeartRadio, ESPN3, as well as the Watch ESPN app. Best of luck to Coach Pelini and the entire team.
And now, Mike, it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show, but this week we don't just have one
No,
clip for
we don't
everybody.
have 2 either. Not 2, not 3, not 4, but
Top five.
Top five.
The top 5 Penguin plays of the week. Let's take a look at these highlights and see who was in action all over campus. Number 5, I believe we're going to pick things up with some women's basketball. It's the senior Kelsey Newman who takes the India Benjamin pass, shakes the defender, and finishes in the lane high off the glass. A high level of difficulty on this shot, Mike, with the defender right in your face.
A good play for Kelsey Newman. We need her to get healthy for this team, as she's going to be a catalyst for the Penguins all season long. Number 4, though, we pick it up from some football with Hunter Wells with his first touchdown pass of the season. Connects with Alvin Bailey. The Florida transfer gets open in the corner of the end zone. A beautiful cross-the-field pass from Hunter Wells. Connects with Bailey for his 3rd touchdown of the year, and that put YSU up 14-0.
A Dilfer dime there from Hunter Wells, an encouraging development for that YSU offense. Number 3 on our countdown, I believe, goes out to soul brother Devin Haygood, who takes the Francisco Santiago pass and throws it down. Put an exclamation point on the W for the Gwins.
Well, you were excited in that dunk.
I was a little excited in the background if you haven't seen the picture.
Check it out on YSUsports.com. But number 2 is back to the football field with the game-winning touchdown pass, where Hunter Wells finds the local product, Darian Townsend, who scoots on the left side and gets into that corner end zone. A nice block there by the receiver for YSU, as he made it no issue for Darian Townsend to make this first defender miss, and then walks into the left corner. A beautiful touchdown, and that would put the Penguins up 21-14.
On this
no,
touchdown.
I think Coach Pelini said no more of the Heisman pose.
Number 1 on our countdown goes out to my man Raheem Williams of the men's basketball team. He's got 2 play here. First, he takes the SEMO pass.
Boy's got spring in his shoes.
For the reverse jam. That boy's got some hops. Raheem Williams, look at the full extension, actually jumps over Yamond Ivy. And later in the game, Francisco with the steal. Up again to Raheem Williams. This guy was all over the floor, whether it was dunking, blocking shots. What a specimen Raheem Williams is.
And he's a junior transfer for this team, and he's going to provide some big minutes for this team all season. We're excited about him.
It was an exciting weekend in YSU sports.
I mean, if Raheem Williams, there's either 2 things he's doing. 1, dunking the basketball, or 2, on the phone.
I thought you were going to say fixing his hair. That was one of my 3
I didn't see that. I always see him on the phone. He's either FaceTiming or on the phone.
He's a phenomenal dancer.
He's a busy man, though.
That basketball team's got some musical talent on it if you haven't seen their Penguin Fest video. But that about does it for us here at the Penguin Rundown. For news, highlights, and more, be sure to check out YSUsports.com. And be sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and Facebook at Penguin Rundown 1. I'm John Schiraldi.
And I'm Mike Yurstowski. See you next time, Penguin Nation.